student, this is Shumona from SIMMI Foundation. In this video, we are going to look at what viruses are. Viruses are type of microorganisms. They are too small to be seen by the naked eye. Much smaller than bacteria and about 100 times smaller than human cells. Viruses come in many different shapes and are present wherever they are, so same thing. In fact, viruses are the most common biological unit on earth, outnumbering all other types of combined. Viruses can affect humans or animals, plants, and even bacteria. Viruses are very simple. They made up of a protein coat surrounding a strand of genetic material. The genetic material can either be DNA or RNA. Sometimes a membrane called an envelope surrounds virus particle. This envelope isn't made by the virus, but it actually stolen from the membrane of the host cell. This is the great strategy by the virus. It makes it harder for the host cell to identify the virus as foreign. As we just saw, viruses aren't made up of cells. In fact, they aren't really living. They are halfway between a living organism and a chemical. Because they aren't living, we say there are different types of virus rather than same different species of our. Some common type of virus are influenza and HIV or AIDS. And nowadays, COVID is a trigger point to all the worldwide. So, viruses aren't living. How do they cause illness? Virus or parasites, they can only reproduce in other living cells. They enjoy host cell and hijack the host genetic material. They make copies of a own viral genetic material instead and produce lots more virus particles. After lots of virus particles have been made, the host cell dies and the viral particles are released to infect more cells, and the released viral particles can also spread other people. There are actually two different ways in which virus attacks the host cell, which we will look at in more details in this class. Viruses cause many human diseases including colds, influenza, rabies, yellow fever, HIV or AIDS, pneumonia, bird flu, Zika, Ebola and the cancer-causing HPV. There are just a few examples, and the most important virus is COVID, which is very dangerous, and now the whole world is fight against this virus. Fortunately, the human immune is good at dealing with the viral invaders. Sometimes immune system will recognize the virus as an intruder and will destroy the virus before it gains entry into. So, even after infection begins, our immune system destroys the virus and the person recovers. Sometimes the immune system cannot destroy the biased partner, and the virus can cause permanent damage or death. In 1980, the Spanish flu is thought to have caused up to 15 million deaths worldwide, and now COVID is dealing the same situation with the worldwide. Scientists have developed vaccination against lots of viruses which have been led to the eradication of some viruses like smallpox as human hosts become anemic. However, some viruses like HIV have proved impossible to develop any kind of vaccine for. Did you know that antibodies do not work for viruses? They are only bacterial infections. If you have cold or flu, you shouldn't be taking antibodies. The that won't make any difference. There are some antiviral drugs that have been developed, such as one that dramatically dramatically prolongs and the life of people affected by HIV. So there's we have viruses. They are incredibly simple organisms but are extremely effectively at causing infection. So student, in this video you can understand what is virus, what kind of viruses are, how virus treated and how it transmitted. So for today that's all. Hope you can understand. Keep learning and thank you.